Hi team. So before, in our last session, what we did was just a little bit of a seated warm up, a nice wee quick session just to kind of get things moving, which is a really good way to start your day. Now we are at a standing position. You can integrate some of the things from our last video, or you can just start here. So what we did when we were seated, we're doing our toe lifts, lowering them down, just kind of warming up through the feet. At the same time as we're doing that, I'm just going to move my chair out of the way. We're going to start to bring our breath in. So we're going to inhale, we're going to lift up. Hands can come only as high as you feel comfortable or all the way above your head as you're still trying to do your toes. I know it's hard. Breathing out, reaching down. So we're still trying to move those toes nice and strong through the legs. Breathing in to come up and then breathing out to come down. We're going to do one more in your own time. Beautiful work, and then we're going to add a little bit of spice here. Now you can always keep the arms out of this if you choose, but we're going to see if we can lift up onto our toes, lifting our arms up to the ceiling, and then as we're breathing out, we're going to come down onto your heels, maybe lifting your toes or balls up off the floor. So we're floating up. See, a little bit of a wiggle is going to happen for everyone. It's not a problem. We embrace the wiggle. That's what's going to help improve our balance. Well done. And last one. Awesome work. From here, we're going to add a little bit of a squat. So just like we ended the last video, here we're looking at a little bit of a squat. And we use these every day, and they're very, very important for us. So what we're going to do is warm up our knees. So we start with our feet about hip width apart now. Okay, it's going to feel a little bit naughty, but we're going to keep our hips in line with our heels as we gently bend the knees, and they're going to go forwards. Okay, so it feels a little bit rebellious, doesn't it? And then we're breathing to come up. Now, I don't want you to go as far as you can go straight away. I want you just to kind of slowly warm up into this as we bend and as we straighten. You might notice some creaks and crackles. As long as they're not making more pain, they're fine, okay? Okay, beautiful work. Now, if you've got quite a lot of cartilage still in your knees, we're going to bend those knees, circle the knees to one way, and then we're going to circle back the other. So this is a great exercise for our feet, for our ankles, for our knees, and surprisingly our pelvic floor as well. And that just warms our knees up for our next movement. Okay, from here we're going to add our squats to our calf raise. So we're going to come up onto our tippy tip toes as high as you go. Come down onto your heels. We're going to bring the weight into your heels so those toes are nice and light. We're now hinging like we did earlier from our hips. So I'm going to be pushing my hips backwards, and now my knees are going to stay in the similar line to my heels. Okay, they're not going to be popping forwards. We've got that kind of same railway track happening, and then we're going to be pushing up from our big supercharger bottoms, bringing them up to center. Okay, so we're going to be pressing back like you're sitting down on a toilet, and then we're going to be pushing back and up. Okay, so let's add those into our calf raise. So inhale, float up onto your tippy toes, maybe with arms, maybe without. As we're breathing out, we're going to circle those arms down if you're using arms. Weight comes into my heels, my toes are lifting, and then I'm going to hinge my hips back, maybe lift the arms up in front of me. Okay, so we're floating up onto toes. And then we're coming down, hinging back into those heels. Beautiful work. One more round. Floating up. And then we're going to float down, hinging back into those heels. Well done. Coming back up to standing. Okay, from here we're going to be warming up for a little bit of our standing yoga poses that you've probably seen around before. So we're warming up through the hips. So we're going to lift up onto the ball of one foot. My knee is bent, as you can see, and then we're going to turn that knee out to the side. Okay, my hips still stay looking forwards as my knee comes back in. I'm still breathing, and I'm turning that knee out. So all of my body is still facing forwards as my leg turns out. Just be a little bit mindful of the ego here. Sometimes we think it should go all the way out to 90. Just a little bit is fine. Okay, last one here. Starting to wake up those booties, and then we're going to bring that down, and then we're going to do the other side. So strong hips, lifting my heel up, gentle turn out. There's always going to be one leg that is a little bit more receptive than others, or the other one. Hopefully you don't have more than two. And keeping breathing here. Well done. We're going to do two more, just waking up those glutes. Now, if you want to add challenge with this one, you can always lift the foot and actually have it base against your shin. Some people can do it all the way up onto their thigh. Okay? And this is actually what you'll see as a tree pose. This is something that we'll also be doing in class at your classes. From here, your chair will most likely be most comfortable for you at the front, and you can hold on to it. For a start though, just so that you can see me, I'm just going to widen my legs nice and wide. So this is what we call a wide leg position. When we're here, we're thinking about making sure my feet are adjusted so that they're at the same direction as my knees. Okay, so we kind of turn the feet to adjust to the knees rather than turning the knees, and the weight is to the outside of your feet. Okay, so we always try and maintain those arches. From here, we're going to bend one knee, and we want it to go in the similar line to the foot. We're going to bend the second knee, scooping up into tummy, straighten the other leg, and then come to straight on the other side. Okay, so we're going to bend, bend, straighten, straighten, bend, bend, straighten, straighten. Well done. One more. Bend, bend, straighten, straighten. Awesome work. Okay. Now we're going to find our warrior two, which is probably one of the easy positions. We're going to be turning the heel out so that the foot is parallel, well, kind of looking to the wide edge of your mat. It might need to turn slightly in or slightly out just to adjust to your knee. Then we're going to lift up the ball of my foot. I'm going to pivot on my heel about halfway. Then I lift my heel up and pivot on the ball of my foot. That stops my knee joint from shearing. Most people will want their heel in about the approximate line as their arch. Some people like to have it toe to toe, so that's about 10% of people. And then the other 10% of people might be heel to heel. But most of the time it's in the middle, and your foot might have to turn in to adjust for your knee. So just be mindful of that. The deeper the bend of your thigh, the harder it's going to be. You can be at any depth that feels comfortable. What we're trying to achieve is keeping our hips square to the wide edge of your mat. Okay? So arms, we float them up generally. You can turn the palms to the ceiling or have palms to the floor. If it feels too hard on the old shoulders, keep those hands on your hips. So from here, we're just going to warm up by reaching our body over the thigh bone, the bent leg, still trying to keep this back leg relatively strong. And imagine that you're stuck between two planes of glass as we reach backwards the opposite way. So we're reaching over the front thigh, and then we're going to reach over the back leg. And see how it's not very far at all. One more. Good work. And then we're going to add our arms. Alrighties. So if you want to, with arms, lift the arms up. We're going to reach over the front leg, bring my elbow or my forearm towards my shin. The spare arm can be bent, or it can be lifted up to the ceiling with my shoulder away from my ear. Then I'm going to squeeze my tum, close my rows or my pelvic floor, squeeze my bum, come all the way back up into center, reach backwards, back hand goes down, option for the spare hand to come up. And this bent leg, the more bent it is, the more active this will be. So we're going to try that again. Reaching over the front leg into this nice extended side angle position, then coming all the way back into center, reaching backwards into our reverse warrior. One more, reaching over, nice fold into extended side angle, coming back into center, reaching backwards and opening into our reverse. Well done. We're going to turn our foot in. We're going to step or jump those legs together. Don't worry, we're doing a bit of bone density soon. Have a wee wiggle and a jiggle with those leggies. And then we're going to step or jump our feet back out wide. Okay? Find your warrior two on this other position, on the other side, sorry. Adjust the foot to the knee. Make sure that you can see the arches of both of your feet and your hips are looking towards the wide edge of your mat. Warming back up on this side, either with arms up or hands on hips. Reach over the front leg, keep the body nice and strong. Then we're going to reach backwards into a nice big stretch here. Reaching over the front leg and then reaching backwards. Beautiful work. We're going to do two more here. And then coming back. And last one. Option with arms as well. Coming back. Then we're going to go into our full mode. So we're going to reach over the front leg, fold down. Elbow can go to thigh. Option for top arm to be up or hand on hip. Squeeze our nice strong core. Come back into center. reaching backwards and open, keeping the front leg bent. Well done. And breathe, come back. Breathe and reach. And then breathe and open. Well done. Breathe, return. Breathe, reach back. Breathe, open. And breathe, return. One more. Reaching over. Open. Back to center. Reaching backwards and open. Well done. Come back all the way into center now, turning our foot forwards. Step or jump those legs together. A wee bit of a stomp for our bone density. Let everything wiggle and jiggle. And well done. Your session is done. Awesome work.